Welcome aboard, Jim. Let me see. How do I have you set up here? Welcome aboard. How is wonderful Tucson treating you today?
It's okay. A little bit cloudy.
Right.
Um, some rain. I think in the south. But Florida's getting hit pretty hard with some type of Hurricane Debbie, I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. Is the
Like,
music too loud in the background there, Jim?
I don't think so. No, it's okay.
All right, I'll just bring it down a little bit. Well, yeah, we want to welcome. Let's get into the introduction here. Episode number 367, I believe. Yeah. Florida, the whole world is getting hit. We're all getting hit in some way or another. But in particular, I guess Florida, huh? Yeah,
Hmm.
some of these other places. Um, all right, we're gonna get started here. I've got a little bit of a. I can fix that. I think I'm good. Let me go back to the comments. All right, we want to do an introduction here. Welcome to those of you that are going to be joining us by way of Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. We've decided to go on Twitch tonight, Jim.
Okay.
So this is episode number 367. We want to welcome you, guest, community member, to Your Solution Live. This is Your Solution Live. We're going to be here for about 45 minutes. That's it, 45 minutes or so. So get in, buckle up, turn down all distractions, grab a pen, grab a hand. Don't run over a hand. If you're driving down the road, pull over. And let's get into this 45 minutes of brainstorming here at Soldiers of Self-Mastery Community. Gambling intervention. Gambling intervention. There we go. Today's topic is too hard on yourself. Too hard on yourself, Jim?
Yeah, it's too hard on yourself.
Yeah, maybe not hard enough. We got a proverb. We have a couple of questions, and we hope to get the studio audience here involved. So thank you. Welcome, Laura, and to the other guests that are here. So we welcome you to ask a question. We'll have an interlude in, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, 45 minutes. We'll be out of here. Done. Gone. Pressurized. Anyways, welcome once again. I'm Coach Santos, Stockton, California. We've got Coach Jim. We even have Laura, but I don't know if Laura will join us on the camera. I don't know. So, Jim, today's topic is about being too hard. Are you too hard on self? Are we being too hard? Are we being too hard on self over here at the community, at Soldiers of Self-Mastery Community? Oh, I got to remember this. Gambling is a big fat lie, by the way. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, I think when you're too hard on yourself, I think a lot of emotions are going through your body and thoughts too. There's a lot of negativity, panic, anxiety, depression, fear, anger.
Are
Uh,
we being too hard on ourselves, you think? Or are we not being hard enough?
I think being hard on ourselves. Um, okay, I like that word continuum. There's a continuum, or like I guess you can say a spread of being hard on yourself, but being over the top hard on yourself. You can go and get to a certain point where you say, look, um, things are not going right now. I got
Mhm.
to go ahead and stop, and really rethink what I'm doing right now because this kind of stuff that I'm doing right now, it's taking me in a bad direction, right? I mean, that can be in a way a little bit hard on yourself, um, but you can take it to a big extreme and just put yourself down, be self-deprecating. You can
Mhm.
hurt yourself. You can do bad things to yourself. Drive your car off a cliff, think suicidal thoughts, you know, you can go and do that too. That's being hard on yourself. So I mean, I think it's important to be able to say to yourself, I'm going in a wrong direction. But not only do you have to be, I guess, hard on yourself to a certain extent, you also have to be kind to yourself. You have to go out and love yourself as well to say, you know what, I'm in a mess. I put myself in a mess, but I can go ahead and get myself out of this mess. I need to get myself out of this mess. I can get myself out of this mess. I will get myself out of this mess. And I think it's all based upon our focus. Sometimes our focus is so on ourselves and the mess that we're in. All the bad things, the negative things we can go ahead and say about ourselves, our character, um, and just dwell there instead of focusing on the direction that we want to go and the things that we can go and do. You see?
Yeah, we can be. In fact, I got a video. I'm going to play a little bit of a video here that kind of, are we being too hard? Are you being too hard on yourself? Let me get to the. By the way, folks, this is episode number 367, I believe. Let me make sure I got that right here. Episode number 367. Remember to take some POI, points of interest. There you go. Points of interest are extremely important. If you don't know what POIs are, ask me about it. Jeremiah 33, verses 2 and 3. It's today's proverb. Thus saith the Lord, the maker thereof, the Lord that formed it to establish it. The Lord is his name. Call unto me, and I will answer thee, and show thee great and mighty things which thou knowest not. Jeremiah 33. So let's take a listen real quick to these folks here in this video. We'll get back to this thought you were just on there, Jim. Seeking out the path, the right path. Let's see here. Can we see it?
Lose $1 million on the pokies. Honestly, I can't understand it. But that's what happened to Lana O'Shaughnessy. Outwardly, her life seemed so perfect. A good job, nice house, young family. But Lana had another secret life, one where she spent hours every day helplessly shoveling money into the poker machines. And she's not alone. 100,000 here, 300,000 there. We found case after case of ordinary people who have lost everything because of their addiction to the pokies. And when you study the odds and the psychology of gambling, you see why you just can't win.
Think these folks are hard
It starts out as fun, but in the end, they just end up losing
on
everything.
themselves?
For most of us, this is just a club. For John Duncombe, it's a personal hell. He's a poker machine addict. And like most addicts, can't say no to the very thing that's destroying him. Once in front of a machine, he goes into a zone.
One commercial real estate deal, just one, and you could be set
Get
for
out of
life.
that.
You see, this is the difference between flipping houses.
A trance-like state where time and money mean nothing.
You know, I've sat in front of these machines for hours and put $500-$600 in them.
So you've got no idea what's going on in the outside world then?
No.
You don't know that.
Well, you do once you walk out those doors and realise that you're broke. That's when the reality hits.
For the past 15 years, it's been a futile battle. At 41, John has put $300,000 through the pokies.
There's no shut-off. No warning sign comes up and says, have you fed the kids? Have you paid your credit card? Have you paid the mortgage? Shouldn't you be at work? I mean, hello.
Oh, I just don't like to look at it.
32-year-old Lana O'Shaughnessy is also a poker machine addict. Unlike John, she won't allow herself inside a club, certain she'll lose control. So even though you know you don't want to do it, you have to fight to control that urge.
I'm in love with these machines. I had an affair with them. It's like having an affair with a person. You just want to spend all of your time with them.
Yeah,
Lana seems an unlikely compulsive gambler. A mother to 5 kids, she lives a comfortable life in the Southern Highlands of New South Wales. But her obsession has cost Lana an astounding $1 million, her first marriage, and 10 years of her life. So even though you had children at home, a cranky husband, and a good dose of common sense, none of that was enough to get you to stop?
No, once I was sitting in front of that machine, my mind was on the machine, nowhere else. So no, I was entranced.
Too hard? What do you think, Jim? Are we
Well,
too? I don't think we're hard. I don't think we're hard enough on ourselves.
I think the problem is that in any kind of addiction that's bad for us, whether it be gambling or fast food or drugs or TV or alcohol, it's like sometimes you don't feel the destruction immediately. Okay, it just happens little by little. The destruction happens little by little, and we don't really feel it. It's kind of covered by the good feelings, the dopamine, I guess, that the addiction provides. So you just keep on doing it. You just keep on doing it until you run out of money, until the landlord kicks you out of your house, until you get a heart attack, until your liver goes out.
You
Still.
look at these people, Jim, that are in the street. I've been seeing some videos of these police officers cleaning these areas in Los Angeles, and some of these people they lost everything. Some not every person that's out there homeless has been a gambler, but there's a few of them out there. I'm sure there's a few of them that started out, like you said, trickle by trickle by trickle. They didn't know they were going to end up carrying a plastic bag and pushing a little cart around.
I remember Jim Rohn said, casualness leads to casualties, Casualness leads to casualties.
You have to be on the defense.
Yeah, it's like if we're not intentional about living a straight and narrow life, we can go on a path that feels comfortable and fun, but it will just lead to destruction. And maybe at that time when you hit that wall, then you start, or hard on yourself. It's like, how did I get myself to this position? How did I get here? And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. I should have never made these bad choices, but I kept on doing them over and over again. Everything's lost. Everything's lost. You say to yourself,
we lose. We lose sight. We lose enthusiasm. We lose comradism. We start becoming like a hermit instead of seeking and imploring ourselves and to see where we can service, what can we do, how we can better ourselves, how we can better others. That's the thought that we ought to be having in our minds.
Yeah.
And it does sometimes it does take a little bit of being hard on yourself, a little bit, but it's almost like we're becoming more and more lone rangers. But even the Lone Ranger had somebody.
Yeah. You can go and talk to yourself, have a conversation that's very negative. How can you do this? How could you have put yourself in this position? You're such an idiot, speaking to yourself. Look at the mess that you created. I mean, like to a certain point, you know, there's a time to go out and say this is no good, but you need to go and get past that and say, now what? Now what am I going to do? You know, where do I need to go? All right. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. You know, I got some serious consequences coming up in my life because of the situation that I put myself in. You know, do I want to go ahead and have it get worse? Or let's say the gambler, right? I
Yeah.
lost all my money. The mortgage is coming up. The rent is coming up. The
What's
car payment
important?
is coming up.
What's important anymore?
What am I going to do? The family needs food, the lights, you know, gas. I don't have any money. What do I do? You know, I guess you can go and say, that moment of pain. I think being hard on yourself is that pain, you know, that sharp pain that you can go ahead and finally feel when you hit that wall of reality that the addiction has affected is now having a significant effect on your life. And that's the pain. That being hard on yourself is that pain that you're feeling, this reaction. And I mean, it's like there's many directions that you can go, you know, based upon that pain that you feel, being hard on yourself. You can go and take, you know, the route of suicide. You know, it's like that's it. This is hope. This is hopeless. You know, there's no way out of this. You know, I might as well just kill myself. You know, it's just like, you know, there's some insurance money that I have. You know, I mean, like if I die, everything will be okay for me and for my family. You know, so let me just go and kill myself.
Yeah.
That's one way. Another way of saying is like, you know what? I can get myself out of this. I made some mistakes, you know, but I'm still alive. You know, I can go ahead and make some significant changes. You know, what are the resources that I have right now? I got to get help. I got to go ahead and find some help, someone to help me because this this addiction is no good. This is driving me into this condition that I'm in right now. I need to
Yeah.
go get some help. Number one, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anyone who can help me? Is there any resources out there? Right? Tony Robbins says, the number one resource is yourself. You know, so you got to go and dig deep. But you know, I don't know. It's a lot of people, you know, don't recognize that. I'm hoping that someone on
It's
this
it,
program.
there's yeah, it's just too many. Let me get back. Let me play a little bit more of the clip. There's too many distractions, Jim. We have way too many distractions that are in the way.
For Lana, somehow holding down a well-paid, high-powered job, it was a daily seduction that could last all day and sometimes all night.
I stole from employers. I wrote bad checks. I spent 7 out of 8 hours in the heaviest time of my gambling of the day out of the office. No one knew where I was, but I was the boss, so I didn't have to tell anyone where I was going.
Oh, some beautiful wins, big wins, excellent wins. This is what we're here to play a poker machine for. It's brilliant. We've got up to...
But the truth is, the longer you play, the more you lose. Far away from the whir and buzz of a pokey lounge, Professor Michael Walker of Sydney University
This is
uses a
interesting
pokey
here.
simulator to show how the machines are designed to entice you before they strip you of your cash.
We should stop. We should stop.
Why
But
don't you
heck,
stop?
because we want to win more. Look at it. We could win twice as much. We could win 10,000 credits. Let's keep going. But if you keep going, you lose the money. So let's try another one.
These graphs show the win-loss sequence of real games. The peaks are good wins, which keep you playing, but the pokies are programmed to always take your money in the end. So it doesn't matter how smart you are,
No smart.
how skilled you might think you are at playing these games.
There's no skill.
You can't win.
You can't win.
You can't win. The only way that you can win is by the only true win is when you're free inside. Right? What's important anymore? Are we questioning reality, Jim?
Yeah, what is your reality though?
Or are we
I mean,
just
we're not moving
going
programs.
day by day, whatever? We're not even thinking anymore. We're just We're like on autopilot.
Yeah. I mean, like, you get programmed in the mind. You know, you
Yeah.
get faked out. You get faked out. You know, those machines fake you out. You know, a lifestyle fakes you out. The feelings fake you out. You know,
Every day. You have to be, I mean, you have to face reality. You have to question reality. What is reality? I mean, are you living in reality?
yeah. What is
We have
reality?
to question ourselves. And, you know, we're facing some really difficult situations right now. We've always been facing difficult situations, but right now it's a little bit more tense because we seem to be getting deeper and deeper involved in this thing with in the Middle East with Israel, and that's bringing a lot of tensions over here. And so again, you know, another challenge that we all have to face. We're we're heading towards 2025. I sometimes I even wonder if I'm going to be here. How long will I be here? Will I be able to get myself? Will I be able to get it right before I leave planet Earth? What a question is that? That's a deep one there. Anyhow, gambling is a big fat lie. I want to do a little bit of an interlude here. We've been playing a little video, video about the pokies there in Australia. Kind of an interesting. If you watch, it's a 13-minute video. If you watch it, the biggest gamblers losing hundreds of thousands to poker machines. This is an Australian video, so I just want to say I want to invite those of you that are here. If you're, you know, if you feel supported here within this community, come back on Wednesday, come back on Sunday, be here, ask your question, be involved. I really would prefer that people would ask questions, and we really learn that way. Uh, So I'm asking you to support this mission here. If you feel supported, be sure to support this mission. Like, share, leave a comment, share a video. A shout out to Mark, who gave us a small, I shouldn't say small, well, it was a tax deductible contribution. I'm not going to say the amount. Just want to do a shout out to Mark for that. Every little bit helps. I don't care if it's $5 or 20 or 30. Every little bit helps keep the mission going forward, reaching out to more the businessmen, the housewives, those that are um, married couples, endangered species. I call them if they're gambling right now. The pokies, the slot machines on the phone, the what do you call those? I don't know if they have a. I call them casinos. Any way you look at it. So be sure to support this mission. I'm going to do my best to be here every Sunday, Wednesday, 7:30 PS. Jim, Coach Jim out of Tucson, Arizona, sharing some of his wisdom and his insights. Be a part of this. We definitely want to grow, help more people. Yeah, we don't know how long we have to get it right. We really don't. So, are you being too hard on yourself? Is the topic tonight. Are you being too hard on yourself? Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah. I mean, like, sometimes when you wake up, sometimes when I wake up, there's a lot of worry, like anxiety, you know, kind of negativity, fear, you know. It's important to kind of be aware of these emotions and thoughts, a mind racing. Okay. And I think a tool, um, I think some helpful advice that I just use myself is to just go ahead and, say some prayers.
Well,
You know, God give me strength, you know, to focus. God give me courage, to face what I need to go and face. Give me the focus, right? And that helps me channel, you know, my thoughts, you know. And there's three things I can go and control, And if I understand that with the idea of being focused, I think I can go and get my life and my emotions, you know, in a good direction. I have the power to go and control my time. I have the power to control my thoughts. I had the power to control my actions. Whatever happens, okay, circumstances, I don't really have control over those, but I have the ability to go ahead and respond. I have the ability to go ahead and think a certain way. If thoughts come into my mind, feelings come into my mind, I have the power to go and say, no, I'm not accepting those thoughts. Those are thoughts that are pulling me off of my direction. Once again, you go back to that idea of meditating and prayer to refocus yourself. You got to refocus. You said lots of distractions, so many distractions. We distract ourselves with all this programming, negative self-talk, all that kind of stuff that's, distracting ourselves from, improving our lives. So it's important to get refocused, and I think it's really important to go ahead and pray.
Yeah.
Pray, God, give me the strength to go ahead and go in the right direction. Help me find the right direction. Where do I need to go? What do I need to do? Do that consistently every hour of the day, refocus. Am I on track or off track? What am I doing? Is this positive or negative? You know?
That's what helps. That's what's been helping me. I know that prayers and reading the scriptures too, and using my journal. Another thing is that, again, if we're not questioning reality, the other question that you might want to ask is how is your plan? How's my plan? Right? How's my plan? You question reality. You're asking what's important today. By the way, we got a new week coming up. That's a wonderful thought, right? We got a new week. Tomorrow's Monday. There's been some challenges. I know that. We've been having some challenges, but it is a new week. It's Monday. And I pray that God would guide us and really give us the wisdom, because, again, there's so many distractions. There's so much uncertainty. You may not even know what it is that you're supposed to be doing. So prayer, I would say 100%. Yeah. So I'm looking for any questions here. I don't see any. We're gonna be here for another few more minutes or so, just a few more minutes. I don't want to have a long podcast if we really don't have too much interaction. But I will look for a question or two here. I see we have some guests. Thank you for joining us by way of Facebook, by way of Twitch and YouTube. So thank you for hanging out. I want to share this with those of you that may have an interest. If you are struggling with your gamble, if you're struggling with your confidence, your mindset, and you need to have a counsel, you need to have a counseling session. You need 45 minutes. We have at soldiersofselfmastery.com. I'm presenting some opportunities for individuals that would like to have a 45-minute session, coaching session, an accountability session, brainstorming session, call it whatever you will. If indeed you feel that you really need to talk to somebody on a more personal level, be sure to check out soldiersofselfmastery.com on that. Very reasonable. I'll do my part, as long as you do your part. And the gambling journey could be over. It's a very interesting journey once it's over. The gambling journey, once it's over, it's interesting. Well, it's interesting because you think about it often. You think about what you used to do often. The temptation never goes away. There's often triggers and situations that put you in a state of escapism, right? Man, you want to escape because that's what you used to do before. you got yourself in a situation and you would escape to the casino for 4 or 5 hours or 6 hours. Nobody needs to know anything. You're lost out there, and then you come back and you got to face reality.
You know, if you don't have direction, if you don't have a direction, you know, the wind will just go ahead and take you to a destructive place. It's kind of chaos, you know. That's kind of interesting. Like life is all about organization, things coming together, right, for something that's created. You know, there's a focus. If you don't have focus, if there's not a focus, you'll be ripped apart. I think you will really be ripped apart. Okay,
Yeah.
you got
That's
to have.
what they do, the lions and out there. If you watch the lions, the lion pride, they cause confusion. That's how they kill. That's how they get their prey. There has to be confusion in there.
You know, and that's the reason why we have to have like a real focus, a real desire, a real purpose. But you know, some people are just put down so much. You know, they are beat down so much. Uh, you know, get help. That's what I can say. You know, there's two alternatives. You can go ahead and destroy yourself, or you can go and get help. You know, you got to make a choice. You got to make a choice. If you still have life, there's still hope. There's still chance. You know, if you're talking about gambling, you know, put your money, put your time, put your effort on yourself because you still have a chance. That's the best bet you can go ahead and make, really, if you still want to get into gambling. You know, turn that energy, that gambling energy, into betting on yourself. We talked about this before. You know, oh no, you know, it's like I look at my wall of shame you talked about, right, Santos? But where's our focus, right? We can
Yeah.
choose where our focus can be. We can really choose where our focus. We don't have to, you know, constantly be pulled into the negativity, you know, as everyone probably is pulled into. It's a great, comfortable feeling to always be in the negative because, you know, I think it's a courageous thing to go and be in the positive. I think it's a courageous thing.
Yeah,
Why?
it takes
Because you know
takes
you have
effort.
you make yourself vulnerable to like falling down again. You know, you
Yeah.
make yourself vulnerable. You know,
You don't know. I mean, the only thing that you have is hope, but you can start moving in the right direction. And some people, you know, you could be moving in the right direction. That doesn't mean that you're going to achieve your goal. Well, I guess you probably will eventually. I think about this guy, Disney, Walt Disney, how he created this park, but he never stepped foot physically in it. He succeeded, but he never put foot, I guess, in the park. But he was already there in his mind. He already saw what he wanted in his mind. And of course, that's where the battle is, right here. Once you win it here, you'll win it out here. Well, let me see. Oh, I wanted to do a little bit of a shout out to Mark. Thank you for your contribution, Mark. Appreciate that. Every little bit helps. Tax deductible contribution. All right. Any questions? Any questions here? Greetings. Let me see. No questions. Everybody must be doing really good. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad if everybody is doing. I know you're not doing perfect, right? There's no such thing as perfect. You can only do better. That's it. You can only do better. The only person that I know that is perfect is God. So here's my call to action. We're going to come to the end here on this broadcast. I don't see another question. My call to action is that you should, if you find yourself struggling, again, read the Bible. Right? Read the Bible, pray, ask God to give you grace. Keep a journal. Keep a journal, folks, and then remember P.O.I. What is P.O.I? Points of interest. What's the big deal with points of interest? Well, these are things that you write down. These are things that you write down that you might want to go back and look at later on, or just something that you may want to look at later on 2-3 years down the road, or it's something that you want to use as an analysis, if you will. You can use your journal as an analysis. It's a wonderful tool to be able to do that. Keep a journal. Read the Bible. Even if it's just a scripture or a proverb today. That's why I try to do a proverb every day. And most importantly, keep it P.O.I. What are the points of interest in your life that are important to you? What are they? Do you know what they are? Because the point P.O.I.s is what's going to keep you focused. Isn't it, Jim? The P.O.I. is what's going to keep you focused. If you don't have the P.O.I., if you don't know what P.O.I.s are or your own P.O.I.s, if you're not writing down your P.O.I., then I guess you can fall for anything, even the big fat lie.
Yeah, you got to go and get your values straight. You know, who counts on you? You know, your family, you know, your spouse, you know, there's people who count on you. And it's important to keep that into perspective.
Yeah.
You know, start imagining, you know. You can go and imagine the negative, you can imagine the positive. Right? What if I go down this path? What's going to happen to my points of interest, the people I care about? What's going to happen to them? What happens if I go and choose this direction, this better direction? Right? That's where you have to use your imagination, you know? Use your imagination to move you in the right direction. Yeah, I mean, there could be some negativity, right? There could be some stuff, but I mean, it's like, hey, you know, you have to choose a direction. And why not choose the best direction for yourself? Because, you know, there's things are not so bad. You can go ahead and make things better. You know, yes, we all run through tough times, rough patches in our life, but it's not always there. It's not always going to be like that. We have to realize that we can go ahead and pull ourselves up. We pulled ourselves out of tough situations in our life. Everyone has. It's not forever that we're going to go out and be in that spot. You know, not
Which
forever.
is learning there.
Right? We can
Yeah,
get
Mark says, where is everybody? I don't. Maybe they're in the casino. I don't know. I know. I can tell you this much: that the warm weather, the beautiful days, has an attraction to bring people into these things that we should be staying away from. That I can say. I've seen a lot of people making comments on the YouTube videos about losses. Nobody, I don't see anybody saying, hey, man, it's been a year. Hey, it's been 2 years. Hey, it's been 6 months. Sadly, I don't see a lot of that. I just think people are just falling away. That's what I think. A lot of people are falling away. A lot of people are falling away, but there are those few that are staying on the path. They're staying faithful to the path so that they can actually help others along the journey. Because there are people that truly want to be free from gambling. I happen to be one of them, right? I got myself completely away. Sometimes it's, I don't know. It doesn't even seem real. Sometimes it seems weird that I don't do it anymore because I was so connected to it. It was like one. I was one with gambling. You know, when you're one with gambling, it's hard to part. It's hard to part from it. But I had to divorce it. So I don't know where the people are. I pray that they're safe. And once again, it's a new week. I pray for those of you that were here by way of Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. Monday's coming up. We should be ready to whatever it is that you got to achieve, go after, make happen. Start preparing our minds for it now. You know, start preparing our minds for it now so we can go after it. Boom, boom, and not be like these folks right here in the pokies. Yeah. All right. We're going to see you guys. What is it? Today's Sunday. We're going to be back here. Laura says gambling is tricky. We're going to be back here on Wednesday, Lord willing, 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. We'll be here for another 35, 45 minutes. Join us. Invite a friend. Invite a hand. Leave a message, a thumbs up, a comment, a share, a contribution, what have you. We're going to do our best to continue to support gamblers that truly, truly, truly want to be free. Jim, last words?
Yeah, just hang in there. Get focused. Get focused. That's all I have to say. Get focused on the right thing, and just keep on focusing on that. Don't stop.
So there you have it, folks. We're going to end the broadcast here. So we'll see you once again. I want to say bye to everybody. Laura, Mark. Who else was with us here? Let me see. Sometimes this. Can you hear this? Can you hear this, Jim? See, I can't hear anything.
All right. Yes, there's music.
I can't hear anything at all for some reason. I don't know why. It's just technical. I have to figure it out. I thought she said, I like your cap. I was going to say, man, my cap. I'm not wearing my cap today. I just had a good hair day. I like your cats. All right. Thank you for that. What else did I want to just, okay, the music. All right. Well, until Wednesday, episode number 368, I believe. Guys, be safe out there. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks, Santos.
Be cool, man.
Have a good week.
Don't be hard on yourself.
Positive. Take care.
All right, then.